Hello everybody, this is Nathan from Arcadius Ops, and today we're going to look at perhaps Nmap's little brother, and that's an application called Masscan. Now Masscan comes with the current versions of Kali Linux, Masscan, and it's a very simple command line. Masscan is very useful if you want to do big networks very quickly. Everybody in IT knows about Nmap, and Nmap is the rightful king of port scanners. It's the most versatile port scanner is there, but for pure speed and for its ability to do things quickly, you can't get better than Masscan. You do have ScanRand and Unicorn Scan and DeadMap, but we are now in the realms of Masscan. So Masscan was created for the sole purpose of actually scanning the entire internet as far as possible. And it was written by Robert Graham, and it can actually do the internet in less than 6 minutes. So it does send out about 10 million packets per second, which is quite, how can I say, quite a feat. Now, what makes Nmap special is that Nmap is asynchronous. An asynchronous transmission means that the scanner doesn't have to wait for replies before sending out probes. So Nmap does wait for the replies, whereas Masscan just keeps on going and going and going and going, and it assumes within its code that there's going to be some kind of reply to whatever it's meeting, and it's an easy syntax. It comes in Kali Linux for good measure. Now, I always run Masscan in its simplest form. So I am now to do Masscan on 192.168.168.2.23, which is my local hacking target. I'm going to do port 80. Sorry, port 80. Right. So this will scan my local network for port 80. All right. They're telling me that it's discovered that there is a port 80, and yeah, pretty quick. It can also do multiple ports, so let's put 443, 22, I don't know, 8080. Let's see what they got for those. All right, so we've got 80, we've got 22, and it's now just waiting for any kind of reply from 443 or 8080, which I know there shouldn't be any replies there. So what Masscan is doing now is that if there's no reply, then you can assume that that port it's unavailable. Now you can scan the top ports if you so wish. So if I wanted to go onto the top 100 ports, I'd merely type in -- top ports, and let's do the top 100. All right, which is actually identical to Nmap. Okay, here we go. All right, we know there's going to be 22 and 80. The other 98 ports there, no, there's not going to be any reply the whatsoever. Now notice the 5-second delay for all of the scanning that's going on, and then if there's no reply, then Masscan just stops. I can put the top 1,000 or I can put the top 10,000. It's up to you what you so wish. There are a few options for Masscan, and those options really come into its own when you're doing the whole network. So I'm going to do the whole of this subnet. I'm going to put top 1,000. But I'll also specify the rate. Now the rate is what makes Masscan absolutely terrific. So I can now going to put in 10,000. Sorry, 100,000 packets per second. Right? So yes, 100,000 packets per second on the top 1,000 ports across my network. Now let's see how long this takes. It's found one host so far, and here we go. It's found one host. It's given me very little information apart from that because I didn't use the verbose. So that's something that I need to do in the future. And what you can also do with this, you can put the top 1,000, and just like any other, I can output this to a file. All right. So that file can go into your reporting software. Masscan can also be put into XML. It can be put into JSON format, and it can be put into graphical format. So ls. So there we go. I go to cat test.text. All right. There's my result. I can also specify an XML format. I can also specify different formats for different input to other programs. The most popular is probably going to be JSON format, and its pluggability into Nmap. So what we can do is that we can take the Nmap is built to work much like Nmap, which makes it familiar to a lot of people. The functionality is exactly the same. We can spoof, we can output to different formats, we can output to Nmap itself, and the most useful thing is for us to do port scanning very, very quickly across the network. So that's a very brief introduction to Masscan. Very useful for very large networks, and it can do the open port scanning very, very quickly. All right, thank you very much for listening.